Friday Night Blitz is sponsored by Hardee's, Don Hudson Insurance, McAdoo's, Wicked Diesel, the law offices of Chris White, and the U.S. Army.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I'm Jermaine Ferrell, hoping your day is wonderful and blessed. Week 2 of the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz. Let's get the party started with the game of the week.
Now, Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week, sponsored by Don Hudson Insurance.
Our Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week for Week 2 takes us to Viking Stadium in North Roanoke County for the matchup of unbeatens as Roanoke County rivals meeting up. Northside Vikings taking on the Case-Ring Knights. And last year, it was the Knights winning at Bogle last year, 30-27. Each team looking to walk away, still perfect record. So let's find out how this bad boy would end. We go to the first quarter. And Northside's Mr. Gibson, the QB, is going to connect outside to Christopher King. Crown that young man, take it to the house. Touchdown, the Vikings with a 7-0 lead. But Case-Ring was game, first and goal at the 1-yard line. Look at the push, the battle. The Knights, Jackson Steffen won't be denied. He goes to glory, and we're tied at 7 apiece. So we go to the second quarter. The Vikings back with the possession. This time, Michael Harvey. He's going to get the move. He's going to be tackled in the end zone, but that's a good thing because he scores. Northside with a 14-7 lead. He's good on the hoop court and on the gridiron. Just minutes before the half, Northside's Mr. Gibson, the QB, is going to air it out, hook it up with Nazir Blank. And guess what he does? He's going to catch it. Yeah, in the zone. Touchdown. Nice grab. 21-7 at the half in favor of Northside. The Knights getting their momentum going in the third quarter. Camden Wilson to Briggs Smithson, and that's going to be good for score. Case-Ring cut the lead 21-14, but the Vikings, they go to 2-0 in the season with a 21-14 win over the Knights, and we'll have more on the game a little bit later in the show. Meanwhile, we have another Roanoke County matchup to tell you about from Bogle Stadium. Hidden Valley Titans hosting the William Byrd Terriers. First play of the game, William Byrd's Jamez Toller. He's going to ring the bell, for whom the bell tollers. He will not be denied. Takes it to the house. That's a touchdown. William Byrd with the early 7-0 lead. Then the Terriers, they were back in the red zone again. This time it's Toller running hard, young fella. You got one. Touchdown. Byrd up 14-0. Byrd back in familiar territory. This time is Jarrett Shepard. He's going to take the mail in for the score, 21-0 at this point, and William Byrd wins this one big over Hidden Valley, 65-0. Our next stop to Daleville, Lord Botetourt Cavaliers taking on Blacksburg as they look to go 2-0. Nice crowd on hand for the Cavaliers. Cavaliers will score early and often in this one. They were already up by 3 scores, and Quentin Jones takes it to a snap, and he goes in for the touchdown from 9 yards out. Now brace yourselves, about to see a defensive lineman's dream. Big boy time. The ball's going to be tipped, and Ryan Quisenberry, yes, Quisenberry, touchdown on the tip drill. Big boy celebration down there. You love it. And that put LB up by 5 scores. They weren't done yet. How about QJ Quentin Jones again from 5 yards out? Lord Botetourt goes on and they knock off Blacksburg 62-3. We're going to go down south 220 to Rocky Mount and Side Dillon Stadium. Franklin County Eagles looking to go 2-0, taking on the Salem Spartans. Winston Davenport taking off with a big score, and Franklin County had the early lead, 13-0 at this point, but Salem would get something going on special teams, courtesy of Jordan McCadden. J-Mac, if you will. It's the miggity Mac. Look at him making moves. The bigger the cuts, the bigger the rhyme. 65 yards to the house. Salem cuts Franklin County's lead to 13-7. So we go to the second quarter, 16-14, and it is going to be the Spartans with their quarterback, Eli Taylor, rolling out, looking for Cohen Logan in the end zone. Got it in there. Salem gets the lead, and they would keep it the rest of the way. Salem wins a big one. A lot of points in this one, 56-30. Roanoke Catholic in their home opener at Vineyard Park taking out Isle of Wight. Close game into the fourth quarter. Isle of Wight pulls within a score. Ian Upton takes it in and gets to pay dirt. But it did not take long for Roanoke Catholic to get back at it again. Marcus Purnell is going to cap off the long drive with the quarterback scamper to the outside. That would put the Celtics up for good. Final here, Roanoke Catholic winning 40-26. It's Roanoke Catholic's first ever win over Isle of Wight. Coming up on the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz with your action, we have a Star City Hill City matchup as Patrick Henry hosts EC Glass. Stick and stay, please.
Now, Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Band of the Week. And now, Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Unsung Hero, sponsored by the law offices of Chris White.
Well, this week's Unsung Hero is Virginia High School League Office Manager and Assistant to the Executive Director, Laura Bickley. Now, she retired last month after 55 years of outstanding and meritorious service to the VHSL. Over 55 years of service, Bickley has been an integral part of all VHSL programs such as a liaison, principal point of contact, event coordinator, and clinic administrator. Now, Bickley's duties and responsibilities expanded over the years to include challenging tasks such as compiling data for the reclassification of schools, coordinating the calendar of events for the VHSL's 24 regions and championship events, and 27 athletic activities and 16 academic activities, and maintaining the VHSL's complex football rating system. Now, in 2011, she was inducted to the Virginia High School League Hall of Fame. So congratulations, Laura, for a great career and earning her Unsung Hero honor this week. Well, welcome back, good peeps, to the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz. We appreciate your viewership. We crank up the highlight reel with this stop over at Patriots Stadium in Roanoke as Patrick Henry Patriots hosting the EC Glass Hilltoppers in a Star City Hill City battle. Both teams coming off of impressive opening night wins. Last year at City Stadium, it was PH winning over Glass. So let's go out to Merrill Gaynor Field. Patrick Henry already up 14-0, but Glass would battle back. Max Callaway is going to roll out and hook up with this catch. Look at that. Monte Thornton with a nice catch in the zone. Toppers only down 14-7. PH trying to go the other way, and Seth Shepard's going to roll out and talk about another defensive lineman's dream on the tip drill. Actually, that is Raekwon Rucker, R squared. He's going to go. He has reservations for 6 in the end zone. Pick 6. Toppers even this thing up at 14. But with 29 seconds left in the half, the Patriots, Shepard would not be tonight. He's going to go to the air and look for Karan Bosby, who makes the catch, and PH back in top 21-14. But Glass comes back and they complete the comeback. They go to 2-0 with a 34-21 win over PH. Staying in the Star City, over to the Cliff. It is the next stop. William Fleming Colonels fresh off of their opening record-setting win, taking on the Albemarle Patriots. Now the Colonels already up 7-0, and William Fleming, Jasir Preston is going to hook up with Amarza Gray as he makes the moves, and he's going to go to the house himself. A lot of house calls tonight. Touchdown. Fleming goes up 14-0. The Colonels now up 20-0, and the offense would continue. The offense was great for Fleming, but their defense is just as good. Case in point. Look at this, and guess what? We had more pick sixes than everyone. In fact, we should say the show sponsored by 6. Tyshawn Henderson, he's going to take it back to the house. 27-0 Fleming. The Colonels are now 2-0. They get an impressive another shutout, 55-0 over Albemarle. We had a little Hardee's Friday Night Blitz action last night. Galax taking on Graham up in wild and wonderful West Virginia. That's Sarah White's hometown area. But anyway, on the opening kickoff, Blake Graham is going to take this one to the house for the G-men. They take the lead here, and they wouldn't be denied. They go on, and they win this one big tonight as they defeat the Maroon Tide by the score 52-0. To Highlander heaven tonight, Glenver knocked off Galax, but they're hosting Liberty Minutemen. How about Brody Doyot to Peyton Deal, the combination, hooking it up one more again. That's a touchdown. And then how about Trey Doyot showing he can do some defense here. The Doyot family, they're full of athletes. That's a pick 6. But back to Brody Doyot. He's going to show that he has skills to pay the bills on offense. Yes, pick him up off the ground. Moving real quick here, they're going to go out there and go to the outside, and that's going to be a touchdown for Swanson, and he gets it in there, and Glenver was in control. And then one more time, Brody Doyot, he can throw the ball, but guess what? He has legs, and he knows how to use them. He's going to go to the outside here, and he's going to go right into your living room. Touchdown right there. Glenver, they get a dominating win over the Liberty Minutemen, 50-8. Time for a trip up to the Shenandoah Valley. Rockbridge County Wildcats taking on the Stanton Storm. Storm was backed up deep, and then quarterback Malik McCauley rose to his right, but the Wildcats pounced. Caleb Robinson with a strip sack, and Rockbridge County recovers at the 3. Wildcats will waste no time cashing this one in. Elijah Sorrells punches this one in to give Rockbridge the 7-0 lead, but after that, Stanton would go on and they would double up Rockbridge County tonight as they win this one by the score of 42-21. Meanwhile, the Allegheny Cougars looking for a 2-0 start. They visit Fort Defiance. Picked this up early in the second. The Indians of Fort Defiance trailing Cougars 14-7. They get aggressive on fourth down. It's going to be the quarterback sneak for the senior Trey Miller, but the Cougars stuff them. You're no soup for you. You're going to be denied. A few plays later, how about Allegheny's tight end Sarge Persinger? Yo, Sarge! He gets behind the defense, and Des Jordan finds him in stride. Persinger headed to the goal line, but he would carve up the ball into the end zone. Lucky for the Cougars, he's able to hop back on it, and he can get the score. 21-7 there. Moments later, the Cougars back in the red zone, and it is Jordan doing his thing with his feet and blockers, all that good stuff. 9-yard score, 28-7 Allegheny. The Cougars win this one 47-3. Coming up on the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz, we take a visit to Forest for a Bedford County battle. Jefferson Forest hosting Stanton River. Stick and stay, please.
And now, Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Hardee's Fan Cam, sponsored by Hardee's.
Number 3, Malachi Coleman takes it out to the left.
And now, Hardee's Friday Night Blitz is back.
Well, guess what? It was a Bedford County battle. Jefferson Forest hosting the Stanton River Golden Eagles. The winner going 2-0. Stanton River is going to kick a field goal, draw within 5, 8-3 early in the fourth. But then in the final minutes of the game, how about Thax Rowley? He's going to convert a critical 4th and 1 to keep the drive alive. Then JFQB Dylan Marks. He's going to get the ball. Quarterback keeper, minute 26 remaining, puts himself into the zone. That's a touchdown, 15-3 in favor of JF. But Stanton River, the quarterback, how about Patrick Chewing? He's going to handle the snap. It's bobbled a little bit, going for Grayson Sheets, but the pass will be intercepted here. Wasn't intercepted. Sheets scores on the touchdown. That was 86 yards. 55 seconds ago, it's 15-9 Jefferson Forest. But Stanton River tried the onside kick. JF would go on to recover and would run out the clock. Cavaliers win this good one here over Bedford County here. Stanton River beating Jefferson Forest, Stanton River by the score 15-9. Meanwhile, 2 strong teams in Region 3D always playing hard. Christiansburg Blue Demons hosting the Abingdon Falcons. Abingdon quarterback Isaac Brooks completes this one to Owen Barb. He fumbles on the tackle. He sees the ball coming with Christiansburg keeping the score 21-17 at the half. Coming back after the half, it's going to be Brooks. He's going to hand off the ball to Tyke Thompson, who runs it in for the short score, turning it a 24-21 lead in favor of Abington. But Christiansburg, how about Isaac Cotto? He's going to try for a scoring play himself, going deep, but Abington has the hops here. Owen Barr says no, and here comes, how about this, Cotto takes the snap, and he's going to roll around, fakes it, goes deep here. That's going to be a Falcon touchdown right then and there, or actually Christiansburg there is going to get the score, but in the end, Christiansburg would lose this one 31-28 as Christiansburg falls to Abington. Meanwhile, our next set of highlights, we're going to go to Stinger Stadium. Brookville Bees hosting the Halifax County Comets. The Bees head coach Mark Lindbergh recently was superintendent of Halifax. Brookville scoring on an 8-yard TD. Vida Howard had made it 28-7 in the first quarter. To the second quarter, Brookville's Lincoln McDaniel Elmack going to keep it himself, takes it to the house. Touchdown 35-7 all in the first quarter for Brookville. But then Brookville's Landon Brown is going to get a little defense himself, a little haterade interception right there in the second quarter. And then Brookville, guess what they're going to do? Another Darius Hamlet pass here is going to be in trouble. It's going to go deep to the air, and it's going to be picked off. Keyshawn Witcher goes the other way, and guess what we had tonight? Another pick six. He doubled his number on his jersey there. Brookville up 41-7. The Bees, they sting the Comets tonight 61-34. How about this big time? I tell you what, this was a big time classic matchup. Alta Vista, we're going to head there. The Colonels hosting the Georgia Wythe Maroons. And these tradition-rich programs, they know what it takes to make deep playoff runs, and these two teams couldn't meet up in Salem for the Class 1 title in December. We started off in the second half here. Alta Vista with an 18-0 lead, and Alta Vista's Cooper rushing hard to the outside, young fella, and he's going to make a play, make a move, and he is gone to the house. Alta Vista is up 24-0 at this point. Later, Alta Vista is going to kick off the football. And coming up right here, yes, Alta Vista, they had to kick it off since they scored. George Wythe trying to do something with it, but they would turn over the football right here. Alta Vista would recover. It didn't last long, though, on the goal line. George Wythe, with their defense of themselves, they're going to make some moves, and there's going to be an interception right then and there. Cade Brawley gets it, but Alta Vista, they pitch a shutout, beating George Wythe 24-0. Battle for the Lantern in Rustburg. The Red Devils hosting the Appomattox Raiders. Rustburg with a 7-0 lead, and then Marshawn Rosser does what Marshawn Rosser does, running down the sideline, and that is going to be a touchdown. Look at him running right toward us. Yeah, we'll take it. Touchdown, 14-0 Rustburg. Same score, though. Reed Dowdy, he's going to get a fumble recovery here, but the Red Devils, they get the Lantern this year. They beat the Raiders by the score, 55-20.
Now, Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Player of the Week, sponsored by Wicked Diesel.
Well, this week's athlete sealed the deal against Lord Botetourt in his team's 11-8 overtime win last Friday. And he didn't do it through the air or on the ground, but he got the job done with his foot. And he's your player of the week.
Will Packett, kicker, EC Glass. We played him hard. We knew it was going to be a tough game before we even played him. We knew we had to play our hearts out, and we did. We hung with him the whole game. So leading up to that, when we had to bring in a new snapper, we were a little nervous, but we trusted him. I mean, he snaps all the time in practice, but I mean, we'd never done it for real, but he nailed it. I mean, and going through that, I wasn't nervous when we got out there, leading up to it a little bit, but when I'm out there, I don't think about anything. Tune out Illinois, I got to think about like helping the team, helping us get 1-0, helping my brothers on the field, my coaches. That's what really goes through my head.
And what does it mean to you when you put that jersey on?
I get to represent the best high school in the nation with my best friends and my coaches.
You kind of have a nickname.
Ice Packet. So my friend Darian Womack gave me that name because in practice, after every time I make one, he came up with Ice Packet. It was him and Avante, a player from last year. But yeah, after every kick I make, they give me that name. Feels great.
What does it mean to kind of be the kicker of this team?
It means a lot to me. I mean, because when I was a kicker at Lincoln, I was never meant to actually be a kicker. I was just a soccer player, and they asked me to come do it. So, and I fell in love with it. I'm passionate about it, and it feels great to do it. I just think of it, I mean, it can be wild in some ways, but when it comes down to it, if you have the opportunity to do your job, you got to do it. You got to capitalize on it.
It's time for Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Mock-Edited Play of the Night, sponsored by Mock-A-Doos.
Our Mock-Edited Play of the Night, we go back to Patriots Day, and PH trying to respond after EC Glass. Seth Shepard throws the ball. It's tipped, and Raekwon Rucker takes it all the way to the house for the pick six. The Toppers would even this game as they came back from 14 down to knock off PH. Glass Rucker, you made the Mock-Edited Play of the Night.
It's time for Hardee's Friday Night Blitz in the Trenches, sponsored by the U.S. Army.
Well, in the trenches segment goes to the Salem Spartans and their offensive line. Affectionately known as the Mules, they racked up 56 points and they overcame a 13-0 deficit to go on and knock off Franklin County 56-30. So the Mules were in rare form. They did it on the ground, and with that offensive line, Salem makes it happen. Way to go, Mules. Now we have some scheduling information about Hardee's Friday Night Blitz beginning next week and for the rest of the season. Hardee's Friday Night Blitz will air at 10:30 on CW Virginia, as well as the live stream on WFXRTV.com. Also, college football will air on Fox on Fridays. So after the game on WFXR, we will air Hardee's Friday Night Blitz. You can also catch the action Saturday mornings, each and every one at 11 o'clock on WWCW and CW Virginia. Well, that does it for this edition of the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz. We'll have the show on the website momentarily, and that does it for this edition. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Jermaine Ferrell. Hope all of your teams are winners. Have a wonderful and blessed night and weekend, everybody.